The Mount Soledad Cross is a prominent landmark located on top of Mount Soledad in the La Jolla neighborhood of the city of San Diego, California. The present structure was erected in 1954 and is the third Christian cross in that location, the first having been put up in 1913. Beginning in 1989, almost 10 years before the immediate area around the cross was turned into a war memorial and ongoing to the present, the Mount Soledad Cross had been involved in a continuous litigation regarding its legal status. The cross's opponents claim it is illegal to display a religious symbol, such as a Christian cross, on public land, as it demonstrates preference to a specific religion and thus violates the separation of church and state as they interpret it in the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution and the No Preference Clause of the California Constitution.
The issue of whether or not this war memorial cross at Mount Soledad should stay has been given back to the Federal Court of Appeals. The Supreme Court decided it will not hear the issue right now. Last fall, a judge ruled to remove it from federal property, but also said the cross will stay put until all appeals are finished. Those who want to keep the cross right where it is held a news conference right after the Supreme Court's decision was handed down, asking the public to be patient, as it's been a 25-year battle that revolves around the question, does this cross violate the separation between church and state?
November 3, 1991, Gordon Thompson, Jr., a judge for the United States District Court for the Southern District of California, ruled in favor of the plaintiff and noted that the cross was permanently positioned inside a public park and was maintained at taxpayers' expense. He further noted that it violated Article 1, Section 4 of the California Constitution, which is known as the No Preference Clause, stating, "Free exercise and enjoyment of religion without discrimination or preference are guaranteed. The liberty of conscience does not excuse acts that are licentious or inconsistent with the peace or safety of the state. The legislator shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. A person is not incompetent to be a witness or juror because of his or her opinions on religious beliefs."
They're arguing that the cross has always been part of our American symbol, and it doesn't really mean that you have to be Christian to be here. If you look at a lot of these plaques that are here, there's a number of them have the Star of David on it and so forth. So has nothing to do with being Christian. All he really had to be was a honorably served in the armed forces of the U.S. And you don't have to. And there's a number of people up here that have not passed away yet. Your family can put you up here, and then even if you're alive. But as far as the cross, they're fighting it still. It's up in the appellate courts at the moment. But we believe that it should stay because it's not really just because it's Christian. The cross just has history is basically the cross it's founded as a Christian nation, and but we accept all religions, everything from Muslim to Jews to whatever, and so we have a feeling that the cross will remain, and the Supreme Court will probably give it the government, basically Congress, deeded or gave the land to the Memorial Association, so it's no longer on federal land. It really belongs to the Memorial Association.
Mayor Jerry Sanders sought presidential intervention in the legal battle over the Mount Soledad Cross, asking President Bush to use the power of eminent domain to take the city-owned property in La Jolla on which the memorial and cross was located. Such a move may be viewed by the San Diego Superior and United States District Courts as being in violation of existing judicial orders and can result in a contempt finding and/or sanctions against the city of San Diego.
But even if the worst thing happens and they make them remove the cross, the memorial will always stay.
Everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This right includes freedom to change his religion or belief, and freedom, either alone or in community with others, and in public or private, to manifest his religion or belief in teaching, practice, worship, and observance.
The Supreme Court denied certiorari to hear the case on June 25, 2012. Justice Alito wrote in a personal statement that explained the rejection because the remedy of return to district court for compromise solution had not been attempted. This left the Ninth Circuit Court ruling in place, and the issue was returned to federal court for resolution. In December 2013, U.S. District Judge Larry Burns ordered that the cross be removed within 90 days, but stayed the order pending a forthcoming appeal by the government. On June 30, 2014, the Supreme Court denied certiorari before judgment. Justice Samuel Alito stated in a personal statement that certiorari was not yet warranted because the appeal of Judge Burns' order has not yet been heard by the Court of Appeals.
For the United States, of course, religious freedom is a cherished constitutional value, a strategic national interest, and a foreign policy priority. It's particularly urgent that we highlight religious freedom because when we consider the global picture and ask whether religious freedom is expanding or shrinking, the answer is sobering.